Hello everyone, welcome back to An Italian in My Kitchen. I am Erica and I thought that in this video we could make a delicious Italian recipe. It's perfect for Easter time. We are going to make an Italian ricotta crostata. Crostata is basically the Italian version of a tart. We love making crostate. We usually eat them in the morning for breakfast or in the afternoon for a snack or with coffee and tea. It's basically a delicious pastry that you can have at any time of the day. And for this recipe, we're going to fill it with some jam, and then on top of that, we're gonna layer a nice creamy ricotta filling. It's delicious. Perfect. Also, I didn't add this part, but the crust is going to be an olive oil pastry crust. Delicious. So we're going to start this video by making our olive oil pie crust. So this is going to be more of a 2-day video. For me, it's not going to be that for you. It's going to be very quick for you. But I'm going to make the olive oil pie crust today, and tomorrow we're going to finish it by making our filling and baking it in the oven. It's going to be so good, and I hope you enjoy it. Let's go make it. Making our olive oil pastry crust is going to be pretty easy and pretty quick. We need a food processor, which is going to make the whole process very fast and easy. But you can also make it just by hand, mixing everything together, and the ingredients combine so well together that it's probably the best option. At least that's what I think. So we're going to start by adding half a cup of granulated sugar and 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 6.5 tablespoons of light olive oil, and 1 egg and 1 egg yolk at room temperature. We'll pulse all these ingredients together in the food processor just until combined. Then add 2 cups plus 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. Make sure that it doesn't fall all over the place. That's what usually happens to me. Zest of 1 lemon. And 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And add 1 tablespoon of water at a time, up to 3 tablespoons you could add. That's probably the best, but just start with 1 and then add as you go. After your first tablespoon of water, we're going to start our food processor and keep adding water until your dough comes together. Lightly flour a flat surface and then move your dough onto the floured surface. And gently bring the dough together to form a ball until it's nice and compact and it's not too sticky. It's not a very sticky dough, so that shouldn't be a problem. And also the flour that we have on top of our surface should help with the stickiness, in the sense that it shouldn't stick. We have our dough. And we'll finish off this first part by wrapping our dough into plastic wrap and refrigerating it for about 1 hour, if you plan on using it right away, or as we are doing, overnight. And we're gonna make it tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow for part 2. The day after, as you can tell from my change of attire, and we have our dough out of the fridge. So we're just gonna leave it out for a little bit so it can get a bit more accustomed to the temperature in the room and it's not as firm. So we'll just leave it aside for now. The next step is to make our filling and then build our crostata, or bring our crostata to life. So we're going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius, and grease and flour or spray an 8-inch pie plate or crostata pan, something similar to this. Then take a large bowl, and in this bowl we're going to beat together 1 cup of ricotta cheese at room temperature, 1 large egg yolk also at room temperature, and 1/3 cup of granulated sugar or fine sugar. And as we said, we'll beat this all together. Add the zest of 1 lemon and a pinch of salt and beat again to combine. And our ricotta filling is ready. Then take your dough If you've had it in the fridge for just 1 hour before making the whole recipe, then just take it out right when you need it, right before making it. If you've had it in the fridge for a few days, a day, more than an hour, let it rest outside for a little bit before actually using it. It's gonna be easier to work with. Take some flour and flour your flat surface. So we're going to knead it a little bit on this floured surface just to soften it a little bit. And then when it's soft enough, we're going to roll it out into about 1/8 of an inch. So it should be big enough. Yes, okay. Now we're going to transfer our pastry dough into our pan. It's a miracle it actually worked. You know how many times this crust actually just breaks on me? Just so you know, you can put it back together. It's pretty easy to reconstruct. It's not deconstructed, it's reconstructed. Anyways, you just push in on the sides of your pan. If you have places where the dough doesn't actually reach the edges of your pan, just take it from the leftover pastry and place it in. I know it might not seem the best way to do it, but it actually works out pretty well. Trust me, I've done many of these crostatas. Then take a fork and prick the dough that's now in the pan. Take about 1/2 cup of strawberry jam, or in my case I have raspberry jam. Basically whatever kind of jam you have in the fridge or whatever kind of jam you want, you can use that. Take the jam and spread it on the bottom of your dough. An offset knife is probably your best friend in this case. It's easier to spread the jam that way. And then we're going to add our ricotta filling on top. So now that our ricotta is on top of our pie, we'll just set it aside for a second, and with the extra dough that we have left, we can make strips to put on top of the dough, or if you want, you can make shapes. You can make stars, whichever kind of shapes you want really. Decorate the top of your crostata with those. I think I'm going to go for stars. It's not really traditional. Crostata is usually made with strips on top. It's my pie, my crostata. I'll do what I want. And you can do. Change my mind. I want hearts. And we're going to top our crostata with our pastry. And as a finishing touch, brush your pastry off with some milk or some egg wash, just like this, so it becomes nice and golden on top. And now we're ready to bake our crostata for about 30 to 35 minutes or until golden. I'll see you very, very soon. And here we have our tart. I put it in a baking sheet so it's easier to take out of the oven. And now we just have to wait until it cools down, and then we can sprinkle some delicious powdered sugar on top, and then we'll try it. And here we are. Our cake is now ready to be tested. It looks really good. I actually love the way it looks with the powdered sugar on top. And then you can also see those beautiful layers. We have our crostata dough, and then we have our layer of jam and ricotta on top, plus a piece of that crostata heart-shaped. Smells amazing, looks great. All is left to do is really to just try it out. So should we do that? I think so. Okay, buon appetito. That's a yes. That's a yes for me. And if you like lemon, you can taste that lemon zest in there, because we have it in the dough plus in the ricotta. So it's very citrusy. And we also have that contrast that comes with the raspberry jam. So we have the citrusy lemon plus the sweetness that comes from the jam. It's really delicious. And the sweetness that comes from the ricotta. All in all, a really good recipe. I love that we use olive oil to make this dough. It's very Italian. We used all those traditional Italian ingredients. So it's very, very good. And it just hits home. Sometimes when you want something sweet and I do feel a bit homesick, I just need to make one of these Italian recipes and it just makes me feel better. So I hope it gives you kind of the same feeling of warmth and happiness. And if you have any comments, leave them in the comment section below. And as always, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. I will leave all the ingredients, links, and measurements in the description box. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!